Hi everybody, my name is Denise Hall. I teach 5th grade religious education, and I'm going to be reading a story today called The First Christmas Tree, and it's a pretty special story. I hope you guys like it. Long ago, it has been told, a tiny green shoot broke through the blanket of pine needles in a shady woodland. At last, said the new little fir, stretching upward. The grandfather fir tree smiled down in surprise and said kindly, "Hi there, little fellow." Other towering forest trees ignored the littlest fir as he bent this way and that way, straining to catch some sunshine. Many seasons passed. The straggly little tree waited patiently, hoping to grow strong and majestic like the trees he admired. Then one day, an eagle swooped through the highest treetops and cried in a shrill voice, "The promised one is coming soon. Prepare to celebrate his birth." The announcement echoed among the woodlands, stirring up great excitement among the animals and birds. The trees rustled their branches with anticipation. A tall pine tree announced, "I'll bring him a gift of my large pine cones." "I'll give my finest apples," said the old apple tree. "My branches will make beautiful wreaths," said the fir. "Why is everyone so excited? What is happening?" the little fir asked the squirrels and rabbits scurrying past him. No one answered. They were too busy. "Prepare our best," the animals called to each other as they scampered throughout the forest and orchard. "Search for the biggest walnuts, acorns, and seeds. Bring wild berries and grain to our storage place. Gather only the finest for our king's son." In the midst of the hurry-scurry, a furry-tailed bundle fell through the air, landing with a thud near the little tree. "Help!" whimpered the baby squirrel, but the other animals hurried past, busy with their preparations. "I'll help you," called the kind-hearted little tree. "Try to climb onto my branch, but be quick, danger is near." The little tree lowered a branch so the baby squirrel could hobble onto it. "Shh," whispered the littlest fir tree as a fox bounded down the path in search of food. "Hide in my branches. You can stay as long as you like." He hummed a lullaby, swayed in the breeze, and rocked the baby squirrel to sleep. When the baby squirrel woke up later, the littlest fir tree asked, "Will you tell me who is coming?" "Oh yes, my daddy told me that the king's son is going to be born. He's coming from heaven as a human baby." "Why is he coming?" asked the littlest fir. "To fix everything that is wrong on earth. He will bring us love and new life. My family will give him our finest nuts." That night, the little tree was unable to sleep. His heart leaped for joy as he thought, "The son of the king is coming. Is he the one who scattered the stars and painted the sunset? What gift can I give him?" The next morning, the little tree asked the cardinal, "What are you giving the king's son?" "When the dear child is born," said the bird, "I will pluck the finest feather from my wing as a gift for him." "I wish I had something beautiful like a red feather," thought the little tree, feeling worried. "I don't know what to give." Cooler breezes blew through the forest when the eagle's message finally rang out. "The promised child has come at last. Bring your gifts to his place of birth." The woodland creatures and trees selected the finest of all they had gathered. Carrying their gifts, they began the happy procession to the town at the bottom of the hill. The little tree felt a ripple of excitement from the tip of his tallest branch down to his roots. He moved forward to join the procession. "Wait," ordered the apple tree. Why are you going?" "Well, to see the king's son," he said. The apple tree scowled. "Your branches are empty." A stately oak, laden with acorns, laughed at the little tree. "Don't embarrass us by coming. You don't have a gift." The littlest fir sadly moved aside, hoping no one would notice him. He watched the birds fly towards town and the woodland creatures descend the hill carrying pine cones, grain, fruit, nuts, berries, and dripping honeycombs. "They're right," he thought. "I'm not worthy to go. I have nothing to give." While the sad little fir watched everyone leave, a whimpering sound interrupted his thoughts. He looked down and saw two little shivering mice. "What's wrong?" he asked them. "We were taking gifts to the newborn," they said, "but now we've lost our mother." He gently wrapped his branch around them. "Snuggle next to my trunk, little ones. I'll help you find her." Partway down the hill, the littlest tree saw a bluebird fluttering above the path. "Watch out for my eggs," she cried. "My nest slipped off the branch of the giant pine. Please don't trample my egg." "Don't worry, I'll keep you and your eggs safe," said the little tree, gently edging a branch under the nest. Relieved, the bluebird settled onto her nest while the littlest fir slowly descended the hill, carefully balancing his branches. He couldn't help worrying about what the other trees might say when they saw him. At the bottom of the hill, the woodland creatures were crowded around the entrance of a stable. The mother bird whispered, "You're the last one here because you stopped to help me. I'm sorry." "I don't mind," said the littlest fir in a low voice. "I have nothing to give. I just came to help the lost mice." He tried to move closer, but the trees scowled and blocked him with their branches. "Why did you come?" they asked. "You don't have a gift." "It's no use," thought the little tree. "I'll never get close enough to see the newborn child, but I'm so glad he's here." The littlest fir closed his eyes and reverently bowed his branches. Overhead, God the King was watching. An angel called out, "Stars of heaven, come down and light up the branches of the littlest fir tree." A swirl of glittering stars cascaded downward, filling the branches of the little tree. The bright glow spread from a star on top to sprinkles on every branch. "Oh, look," cried the two mice. The littlest fir opened his eyes. "What is shining?" he wondered. Looking around, he discovered the stars on all of his branches. "It's me," he cried. "I'm the one who's shining." Everyone turned to see where the bright light was coming from. They stared at the glittering tree, then slowly moved back, opening a path to the stable. The littlest fir gazed upon the child at last. I'm so glad you came," stammered the littlest fir. "I wish I had something to give you." The baby smiled at him. Then an angel spoke from above. "God accepts your thanks and praise. They are the best gifts of all. When you helped others, you did what God's Son has come to do. Now go, continue to serve him in love." The woodland trees honored the littlest fir with an open space at the top of the hill. He became a favorite nesting place for small animals and birds. They always asked to hear the story of when the little tree wore stars at the birth of the king's son. And each year, when they celebrated the child's birthday, glittering stars of heaven came down once again to light up the very first Christmas tree ever. The end. I hoped you liked that story. And the message that I took from this, that I hope you will also, is that Christmas is not about buying gifts for people. It's about giving gifts of yourself that can be great reminders of the love that you have for them and the great word that we celebrate with Jesus' birth. So thanks for listening. Bye.